and let us all do we can to build a better future. So we got this awesome article from Brianna Joy Gray. And this was, of course, made a few days ago. But I think it's very important that we talk about why this is fundamentally important. Again, 30 to 40 million Americans are at risk of being evicted from their homes. If they are evicted from their homes, there's going to be a horrible situation where, sadly, and unfortunately, they will be exposed to a very hostile environment. Again, we're still dealing with this pandemic. We're still dealing with this economic crisis, and, we need Medicare for all. And we're the only developed country in the world that doesn't have Medicare for all. So, as the article goes, on November 27th, YouTube pundit and comedian Jimmy Dore proposed a provocative plan to advance the Medicare for all movement, refused to re-elect Representative Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House until she brings Representative Pramila Jayapal's Medicare for All bill, House Resolution 1384, to a floor vote. Because last month's elections whittled down the Democratic majority in the House, it would only take a handful of Democrats to hold Pelosi's speakership hostage. The squad, composed of Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from New York, Ilhan Omar from Minnesota, Rashid Tlaib from Michigan, could theoretically find sufficient support amongst the ranks of the nearly 100 members of the Progressive Caucus. And if successful, progressives could force an unprecedented public defeat about the merits of an enormously popular policy that, because of the COVID crisis, Americans have never needed more. Without a majority of votes in the House, the only way to bring a bill out of committee onto the floor where it to be publicly debated is if the Speaker of the House, that's you, Nancy, agrees to do so. When it comes to Medicare for all, Pelosi never has. And again, everyone speaks highly of Pelosi, but, if she actually really had a heart and really cared about the people, she would have done this decades ago, but Nancy never did. And progressives...
Well, she did speak about it when she didn't have power.
She did. Yeah, she did. But then when she got power, she got addicted to her ice cream. I mean, look, Daniel, we all say drugs are bad, but ice cream, I think it's the real drug for that old lady.
Yeah, that mango ice cream especially.
Oh, boy. And progressives worry that without significant pressure campaign, elected Democrats will never be made to answer for why they stand well to the right of the public on the need for universal health care. Public interest in the scheme spiked Friday night when Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez weighed in via Twitter reply to Charges running back Justin Jackson, who had adopted Jimmy Dore's call to action. If AOC and the squad don't do what Jimmy Dore has suggested and withhold their vote for Pelosi for speakership until Medicare for All gets brought to the floor for a vote, they'll be revealing themselves, he wrote. Power concedes nothing without demand. And that is from the Chargers running back, Justin Jackson. Again, a hero and a good person to really call out the fact that we need Medicare for all. And look, I don't care where you're from or whether you're a Republican or if you are calling for Medicare for all, I think it's time to call all hands on deck. We need everyone. I'm going to say it again. Everyone. We need everyone to step up and start demanding for Medicare for all. This is ridiculous. We have money for wars. We don't have money to take care of our people. It's madness.
And as Jimmy would, of course, say, as he always does, and this is just from some stoner jagoff nightclub comedian saying this, if I can see it, everyone can.
Right. So again, I encourage, I'm just going to read some other paragraphs from this article. The full article is in our show notes. So when this video does get clipped, just go to our main live stream video and you'll find the show notes there available. But the whole article is there, and Brianna Joy Gray is really hitting on a lot of good points, but I selected some really good paragraphs here and there, but I urge you guys to read the full article in its entirety. Comprehensive health care coverage is the most pressing political issue of the moment. Since the beginning of the pandemic, over 14 million Americans have been kicked off their employer-based health insurance as they lost their jobs to the shutdown. After a Democratic primary race in which nearly every candidate fought to protect the private healthcare industry on the grounds that voters deserved a choice, millions of Americans are now experiencing the cruel caprice of a system that links healthcare access to one's ability to work. So to our international audience, just your daily reminder, in the United States,
from Switzerland in chat. So.
Of course. So if you are here in the United States and you are working, your health insurance is tied to your job. So that means when you lose your job, you lose your health insurance. It's something a lot of Americans have to deal with, and it's an antiquated system that we have. So, and Daniel, just a tidbit of information, because this is where your time to shine.
Okay.
Remind our viewers and subscribers, especially to our international audience, how much it costs to use an ambulance.
It's about $100 a block. to give to people that are paid $15 to $25 an hour.
Yep. And he's saying medics are also working side jobs too.
And they also have to pay off their student loan debt because you still have to go to college to be a paramedic.
Yes. So again, I want to read a few more excerpts from this. Critics of the plan have argued that demanding a floor vote, so that would mean people like,
Putting people on the record.
Yeah, people want to correct the record, and all that kind of stuff. So critics of the plan argue that demanding a floor vote for a bill that won't pass the House, much less the Senate, wastes progressives' political gamble. We already know who supports Medicare for all, argued Ryan Grimm of The Intercept, and I can promise you it would get zero press coverage because the press doesn't cover bills that can't pass both chambers. Oh, not unless people start making ruckuses.
But wait, Grimm, let's just be clear. The reason that this is useful is that when they vote no, they're on what we call the record. And then when you have someone, I don't know, a progressive that sees their community falling apart and they run against them in 2022, they have, oh, wow, he has a vote that's on record. Let me put this in an ad. I've increased the chance of winning by 5%. Is that a loss? That seems like a win.
Right. So, again, hey, Daniel, you're going to get a tag in from Brianna Joy Gray, actually. But recent history offers a counterpoint to Grimm's claim that the media won't cover a standoff over healthcare. Just a week ago, the passage of House bill decriminalizing cannabis was covered widely as historic, perhaps because, like Medicare for All, it's an enormously popular policy with, controversial statement, 3, 2, 1, bipartisan support. Oh, my God. They say that Congress can't work together. It's also unlikely to pass the Senate, and that was without the added drama of the most powerful Democrat in the House being bent over the proverbial barrel by a squad of progressive upstarts. Again, there's a lot more I want to cover on this. A floor vote and the debate that comes with it could spark a referendum on our failing healthcare system at a moment when no other issue takes credible priority. Now is the time progressives have power, Dore argued. In 2 years, the Democrats are going to get wiped out in the House. They will lose their majority and their speakership. The only time progressives are going to have any power is right now at this moment. Before the speaker is elected in the first week of January, Dore's prediction that the Democrats will lose seats during the 2022 midterms is far from guaranteed, but given the party's recent losses, there is a certain pragmatism to his urgency. So again, I want to read so much more of this article. You can check out the full article in our show notes. Again, when this video is clipped, just go to our main live stream. Just go to our channel. You'll find the live stream version of the show. That link will be available. But here's my defense of Jimmy Dore. If we don't do this now, if we don't start raising a ruckus now, then the Democratic Party, I guess in my opinion, is officially done for. Progressives are going to have to step up. That means even you, Representative Chuy Garcia. That means you, Representative Marie Newman, who's now in charge of my congressional district. You're going to have to step up. Both of you, as well as the squad and all the other progressive Democrats. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are hesitant of trusting the Democratic Party. But I want to be very clear on this. Very clear on this. If we don't fight now, we will lose our power. Let's pull up a tweet from Jimmy Dore, and then Daniel, I want to have your commentary. You'll be given the final notes too. Let's pull this. Okay, can we first, before I want to read Jimmy's Dore's tweet, can we scroll down and hit on that tweet that he retweeted? That one right there.
Okay, good luck reading it.
No, can you click on that? There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so it is as follows. Just dawned on me.
Oh, we should mention who this is from.
Oh, hold on. Can we zoom in on the name? Because I'm not. Jack Sherman, right? Jack Sherman, blue check mark.
That's right.
Oh, Jake. Aha, screwed that up. We are live. Jake Sherman, blue check mark, the coveted blue check mark. Just dawned on me. With 219 votes at the beginning of the next Congress, any single member of the House plus a few of their allies could effectively control the House floor. At Mark Meadow, oops. Uh-oh. Can we scroll down again? At Mark Meadow, at Jim Jordan, need a few dozen. AOC needs like 5, and she runs the House. So let's read Jimmy's tweet real quick.
But she can't do anything. She said she herself quoting an article that wasn't real.
It's only been trending for about 5 days straight now. So I'm glad corporate news is starting to realize what a pothead comedian realized a long time ago. It's just politics 101. Welcome to the fight. Hashtag force the vote. Daniel, take it away and close it.
Yeah, so it's really funny. It seems like now it's like AOC has nothing to lose. She was just trying to compete to get into this very specific committee that she's been fighting behind the scenes trying to get, and I'm sure that she was promised X, Y, or Z or a higher chance of getting it or whatever. And she just lost it, and she was a good little girl to Nancy Pelosi. And
Nancy
didn't go against her, did what Mama Bear wanted. So AOC, you don't really have that much to lose. I'm not sure if there's any committees you're trying to get into that you're weighing the health of Americans or getting this thing on the vote to help people in 2 years' time, but it might be a good time to see read the tea leaves. We have a number of people. I don't know. Let's just go through it. Okay. First, Medicare for all, wildly popular bill, especially in your own party, really especially amongst the people that voted you into office. There's a pandemic. People could use the idea of it. You force establishment Democrats to pick a side on the bill. If they vote no, you are giving great amounts of support and power to people that could be running to take their seat in the next election cycle because they'll be on record. Unlike Rand Group said, they've said it. Yeah, it's really, really easy to pin down a politician on what they said one time. You have growing popular support from it. Jimmy has converted even some of his enemies over to this topic. And from a rules for rulers point of view, it's really a sound deal. You really can't lose anything. And the other thing that I think AOC said recently was we need to get rid of... I think that the conversation itself has gotten her to say these kind of things, which proves the point that key structure matters. That Nancy Pelosi needs to go, but there's no one to replace her. Didn't you try to almost get, was it Barbara Boxer in the last cycle?
I believe so, Barbara Boxer.
Why not try? I mean, to say there's no one to replace Nancy Pelosi, that there's no one that could possibly do, because even if you're saying she needs to go, you're also saying that no one can do better than her. Hey, we're pushing her. A couple days ago, she said it was impossible.
Okay, and again, too, really good points, Daniel. We got to try this now. I know that to many, this seems like a rushed attack, but, the Democrats had 230 before the November 3rd election. Now they're dwindled down to 219 because those 11 Democrats that lost their seats were being pragmatic because they were against Medicare for all. Jimmy Dore is not wrong in assuming that in 2022, the Democrats can lose their House seats. I'm not going to yell. Jimmy can yell for us. We all know what's going on. Democrats, if you gave a damn, if you have a heart, if you are the people who you say are, including the progressive candidates, the 15 progressive candidates that are in Congress right now.
What are you there for?
Including you, the squad, you, Chewy, you, Marie Newman, you're going to have to do this, and that means you're going to have to fight. Otherwise, guess what? You're going to be dealing with a resurgence GOP that's going to be very aggressive, unapologetic, and will take advantage of your lackluster neoliberal austerity politics. If you don't fight now, you're going to lose badly in 2022 and in 2024. And just your daily reminder, Trump's not being prosecuted, so he could very well run again in 2024. And everything that you've accomplished since then, he will demolish. Do not underestimate a return of Trump because he will capitalize on this mistake.
You know what, AOC? I got an idea for you that you can capitalize in the best way possible on this topic. I actually have two options. I just thought of another. They're everywhere. First, take all the 5 or 6 people, however many votes that you need to get this done, because when this happens, when there's the roll call for the vote, just don't be in the House. Just go volunteer somewhere on camera, live, showing what a good person you are, showing you helping out some people. And if you're not there, that's a vote for abstention. And you don't even have to be in the room to make your point. Or you could just play Among Us some more. Same outcome.
Right.
You can be there with everyone and say no, however, whenever makes you feel comfortable. But if you're choosing between not losing anything that you wouldn't have gained anyway in a political house structure that is already coming apart on its own to try and get power within it to rise up in the ranks when you could just take it, something to think about.
And also too, as just again, if you don't fight now, you never will. You got to do it now, AOC. And so now the ball's in your court. Step up and rally your progressive caucus. Do it. Withhold a vote, force the vote, make it happen.
I have an even better idea.
Let's hear it.
AOC, why do something new when these you've done before? Just all of you chill out in Nancy Pelosi's office.
Yeah.
Done it before. Why not again?
Yeah. Time to show Mama Bear Nancy that you're not playing around.
Eat her ice cream.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Let's go raid Nancy Pelosi's ice cream and fridge and take all her ice cream.
Yeah.
Be like, you rapscallions, you took
Not my mango ice cream.
Oh, no, not the mango ice cream. Again, we must push back. If we don't do this now, so many millions of Americans right now are struggling. How come the rest of the world is taking care of their citizens and we cannot?
And by the way, guys, key structure is always right.
Mm-hmm.